Hey everybody, welcome to another episode of Aches and Gainz. I am with Doc. That's right. Who's this with? Aches and Gainz with Doc and Donnie. I am Dr. Hayes Estes. I'm a doctor of physical therapy, owner of Premier Physical Therapy here in Clearwater. Donnie, what's up?
What's up?
Who are you?
I am Donnie Kiernan, and I am a strength coach, and I train athletes. Thank you very much. Oh, it's fun.
Okay.
Yeah, what else?
Hey,
let's move.
Donnie, check it out. I'm doubling up on the protein today. Doubling up on the protein today. Just washing down my protein bar with my protein shake.
Hey, who makes your protein bar?
Who makes my protein bar? Why, Donnie, I never thought you would ask. This is Muscle Up. This is Muscle Up. It's also on my shirt. This is the Muscle Up shirt. So the Muscle Up is the official sweet potato protein bar of USA weightlifting. Donnie, I am, full disclosure, I'm an ambassador. That's right.
He's also a USAW coach.
Oh, that's right. That's I probably should have led with that one.
Yeah.
Probably should have led with that one. Yeah. But hey, since we couldn't think of anything to talk about beforehand, I'm going to show off the Muscle Up protein bar. This is the cocoa and vanilla version right here. They got peanut butter. They got espresso chocolates. Mm-hmm. It's actually look, seriously, this is delicious. So you get 10% off. Check them out, muscleupbars.com. Check them out on the Instagram, muscleupbars. But if you use the code PREMIERPT, that's capital P at the beginning, and a PT is also capitalized, PREMIERPT. Ashley, do something with it.
Put it in there. Yeah.
You get 10% off on your order, so check it out. Thank you, Muscle Up Bars, for what you do. And again, they taste good. If my soon-to-be 5-year-old daughter likes this, you will like it as well.
They are very picky of what they're going to eat at that age. That's for sure.
So, Donnie, what kind of, you like we talked about supplements.
Yeah, I actually like that idea. I'm going to start doing that more. I have several friends in the industry that are, small business owners that have products and that kind of stuff. I think I'm going to start just doing that every now and then, just plugging products just because I'm a nice guy and I like to help out small businesses. Right. We're both owners of small local businesses.
We are.
That thrive off of support from the local community, not only just because of we're small businesses, but because we know what we're doing. So whenever we get a product that I care about, at least I know what I'm doing, that I actually use and care about, I don't mind plugging that. Let's do it.
Yeah, man.
Cool.
So Muscle Up Bars.
Look up for the next one. I'll have one next time.
There you go.
I got a few of them in mind already.
All right, and that ends this part of the sponsored content.
Actually, it's not unpaid sponsorship.
The unpaid sponsored
which
content.
Which is fine. I love it. You know, that's good stuff.
Right. Well, I don't really have a good segue.
You don't have a good segue this time?
This time. I mean, maybe.
So if you eat one of these, you won't pass out from lack of blood flow. No?
I thought you said you were the funny one. I thought you said you were the funny one.
You put me on the spot. I have to have a script. I'm like Conan O'Brien here, okay?
Okay.
Without a script, I'm not funny. All right?
Yeah. Okay. Well,
teleprompter went off.
We're going to talk about blood flow restriction. Yeah. All right. Blood flow restriction. What is it? What does it do? Who needs it? Are you going to die? So, maybe you should answer those in order. Yeah. Okay. So, blood flow restriction. Yep. Good job. Okay. Man, we have lost the audience now. Please don't do that. We are definitely getting canceled.
My brain was hurting, so I figured if I restrict the blood flow.
Blood flow restriction is using a device or a wrap, potentially like a blood pressure cuff, to partially occlude and restrict blood flow to muscle groups. And during, what we're going to talk about is during exercise. And so in order to kind of trap the blood in a segment of the body. So the theory is that this ischemic and hypoxic environment, so low amounts of blood flow going in or out because it's trapped in there, low amounts of oxygen because it's trapped in there. This causes high levels of metabolic stress, and this, along with mechanical tension on the muscles, are the primary hypertrophic factors in creating muscle growth, muscle mass, muscle development.
So that was just fascinating.
Basically, you pump the blood into this part right here, and what that does is it tells your brain that, hey, make my muscles bigger, and you do that over and over again, and I get big and strong.
All right, so somewhere in the middle.
Right.
No, somewhere in the middle between the nerd stuff that you said
got it.
and the complete meathead.
Okay. Well, I don't know.
Kidding. You guys can decipher.
I'm one or the other. But basically, the point is we are trying to recreate what happens when you lift heavy things. And when you lift heavy things, we know, and so particularly 70% or higher of like your 1 rep max, this causes tension on the muscles and enough of a blood flow and a hormone response to create muscle mass and muscle growth. Blood flow restriction is a way, ostensibly, we'll dive into it, to simulate this at a much lighter weight, much significantly lower percentage of your 1 rep max. Is that in the middle?
Yeah, that's
All
good.
right.
That's good.
Should have started with that.
I'm actually impressed with that. You really found a way to find the middle. Nice job.
So, Donnie, have you experimented other than what we just saw with the blood flow restriction?
Well, it didn't work, first of all. Brain still hurts.
Your head looks bigger than me.
Dude, let's not talk about that because my hat size is growing. All right, so
Stop taking the HGH.
yeah, that's what it is. It's all about because this screams HGH right here. I love self-deprecating humor. Anyway, so no, I've used it in a recovery aspect, not so much of a training aspect. And so, surprise, surprise, throughout my career of lifting, I've had injuries. And surprise, surprise, they were in some sort of joint because that seems to be my and pretty much everybody else's Achilles heel. You don't hear too many. Oh man, I tore my quad. It's oh man, my knee hurts.
Yeah,
that's what it is. The knees are one of the most poorly formed joints in the human body, and that guy. That was they talk about like Friday motors in the cars when the guy's like, you know what, it's 3:00 on a Friday. We're just gonna put this motor together.
Right.
That is what happened when whoever designed us created the knees. It was Friday. They're like, you know what, this looks good.
Note to self: do not ever take your car as the last appointment before the shop closes.
Exactly.
Okay.
You're exactly it. Go for a Wednesday.
Don't. If you have to have surgery, make it the first surgery in the day, not the last surgery of the day on a Wednesday.
No, in the car world, you guys have noticed they call it Wednesday motors. Wednesday motors are the ones that just seem to be faster than everybody else because it was built on a Wednesday.
Yeah.
Monday, they're hungover. Friday, nobody cares. Right in the middle there, everything's good. All right, so the knee and whatever. So for me, I was using it for shoulders.
That doesn't go for me in my clinic, by the way. I'm a Wednesday motor every single day.
Every single day.
Yeah.
Yes, that's it. We're all 100% on all the time.
Yeah. Sorry, you were saying.
Anyways, it was just blood flow restrictions to a certain joint that was having pain. And so what we would do is we would take the floss, which I'm sure you guys have seen some of this. It's similar to this, a lot longer. And we would wrap it around until we restricted pretty much all blood flow there. And you would hold it. And you would move it around, move the hand around in some sort of form of movement, whether you're exercising or not. No weights, just moving it, trying to get there. And then to the point where it was almost unbearable to continue having that. The hand would continue to go numb, whatever like that. You remove it, and then the blood flow would rush back in. Yeah. And, without any kind of scientific evidence backing that up, I can tell you this. It felt less. The pain would decrease temporarily. And that's what we were looking for. Once again, it's just a temporary decrease in pain. That way you can continue to train and continue to destroy your body. Yeah. And this was my mindset when I was competing. Unfortunately, when you go through injuries and not just you don't have time when you have a set time. You don't have time to just go. You know what? I'm gonna take 2 months off and do this. You go through it. Unfortunately, and this was an aid to do it. So that's my experience with it.
Right. So can I go back to
you can go nerd, right back to where you're going.
Out? All right.
Yeah. Everybody, just go ahead and fast forward about a minute and a half.
All right. Here you go. So
back to me talking. That's what you all want to hear is me talking.
Okay.
Yeah.
2017, British Journal of Sports Medicine. Blood flow restriction training and clinical musculoskeletal rehabilitation, systematic review, meta-analysis.
I love those Brits.
Right. So, okay, they looked at, most of these studies were on what's called sarcopenia or ACL repair or knee arthritis. Low load blood flow restriction, so 10% to 30% of your 1 rep max. So, like nothing. Over 16 weeks, moderate effect on increasing strength. Here's the thing. It just looked at improving strength, and we've talked about potentially. Wait, hold on. I'm trying to work on muscle development. Well, probably the issue with these studies is they looked at older people because those are the people who are in rehab most of the time. And so older people, by definition, have a harder time developing muscle hypertrophy.
Yeah.
But hey, ACL, knee arthritis, that's something that young people have as well. I'm not going to read the freaking title, but basically, here's another one. In 2018, the Sports Medicine Journal looked at just in average population resistance training at that 60 or 70% or more compared to blood flow restriction training. The high load training was more effective at improving strength. Even when adjusting for modifiers. So basically, that's high. So that's the blood flow restriction. So it improves strength, and regardless of like the absolute occlusion pressure. So what we're going to kind of find throughout all of this is that, all right, well, great, blood flow restriction kind of works, but what do? Do I just pump it up until my eyes pop out of my head?
Where's the line?
Right, where's the line? How often do I need to do it? How many weeks? How many sets? Blah 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 blah. Okay. But listen, we know the point being we know that it works. There is even a 7.22% increase in muscle mass across the board. So regardless of age,
7% increase
gender.
is a fantastic increase.
Right.
On a time span which we're talking about there.
Yeah. So both the high load and blood flow restriction were equally effective in improving hypertrophy. So one wasn't any better than the other. Again, that's kind of like the typical population. So here's one. 2021, this year, the Muscles, Ligaments, and Tendons Journal, I swear that's a real thing, the effects of blood flow restriction training on physiological outcomes in healthy athletes. Okay, it's athletic population. So VO2 max improved, all other muscle adaptations improved. So both strength and muscle
and VO2 max improved?
Yes.
Wow,
right.
that's impressive.
Right. VO2 max improved as well. And so here we finally have some parameters. So here's where we kind of get to the meat of it. So basically, the studies here, they range from 160 millimeters of pressure all the way up to 230 millimeters of pressure, somewhere between 3 and 8 weeks of training, and somewhere between 2 and 6 times a week of training. There's some high variability, but you can at least kind of start to parcel out some sort of parameter. So at least we have some range of the pressure that you need. We have some range of the minimum time of the mesocycle, if you want to call it that, and then some range in terms of how often, the frequency to train. But basically, like 30%, somewhere between 10% and 30% of 1 rep max. So not
heavy at all. Yeah.
Right.
To the point where most people would think that wouldn't be beneficial using those weights to begin with.
Right.
Yes.
And so I guarantee you that if you have your bicep occluded to the point where you can't really move it, and you go grab a 2-pound dumbbell and you start repping out, 3 sets of 20, that thing's going to get engorged, and you're going to feel like you just did 95 pounds for about 30 reps. It's so you get the same effect.
So let's talk about benefits of that. Okay. So where could you use that? Where could you implement that into your training? Let's say for someone who is having joint pain,
Right.
It hurts when I do a bicep curl. Mm-hmm. Okay, so most people, when they do a bicep curl, if they were to take their bicep or just curl their bicep without weight, no pain in the joint. You put a 30, 40-pound dumbbell in there, they're going to start having pain.
Right.
So here we go. Mm-hmm. Now we can do a 5-pound dumbbell.
Yep.
Eliminate most all of joint pain, still stimulate the muscle.
Right.
So there's a way to think about that, guys. And what I try to teach to everybody I work with, especially when it comes to accessory exercise, it's not the weight that counts. It's the result, the feeling, the product that you get afterwards. So if you can get the same feeling in a muscle with 50% lighter weights, mm-hmm. if you choose not to do that, that is your choice, and that is your choice to expose your body to what weight can do to your body. Versus that, it's not something that you need to do.
Right.
So you see guys using excessive amount of weights, cutting their range of motion down, doing that. Most of the time, that's ego training. If they were to cut the weight down and not worry about who's watching, do a full range of motion in a proper exercise, or do something like this where there's no need to expose the body to any potential injury.
Right.
So and we're talking accessory exercises here. We're not talking main lifts. To acclimate your body to heavy squats, there's no other real replacement besides a bar on your back.
Right.
we're talking bicep curls, tricep extensions, that kind of stuff, then it's different, in my opinion.
But no, these studies looked at things like the leg press. They looked at knee. They looked at knee extension. They looked at, they've been used for things like just doing squats as
too.
well. But we're talking about maybe like a squat with a bar or like a goblet squat holding like 20 pounds.
But we're also at that point going for hypertrophy and not
right, exactly. So
they're tracking muscle development,
right.
strength.
To your point, we're not really. There's not as much focus on the nervous system development.
Yes.
So, which, I need that fast twitch, that fast signal. If I'm going to try to pull, 500, 600 pounds off of the ground or more, I need that fast twitch to do so. If I'm going to try to squat 600 pounds or what have you, I need to be able to, like, that signal from my brain needs to go, hey, do it now. Faster than that, obviously.
All in line.
Yeah, right. And all in line. So, it's a way. So, for my purpose, from the rehabilitative purpose, it is a couple of things. It helps people who have arthritis, and I haven't done this myself. I am very curious to give it a shot because of my history with my knee. Again, being told 13 years ago, my last ACL repair, that I have arthritis in my knee, and so
In your mid-20s having arthritic knee already.
yeah, exactly. So but I here I am still squatting, ain't stopping. But it's my knee can get a little grumpy sometimes, and I've started to now that I'm back regularly at a Globo gym, just cranking on the knee extension machine. But if I go too heavy, my knee does not like it, and so you got to kind of find that happy medium. But this is a way to, hey, let me reduce the pain from arthritis, and you can develop and get that pump in there. So that's the one thing that I like. I think for both of our purposes, doing blood flow restriction for rehabilitative athletes allows people to stay in the pattern of the movement that they want to do. So they can still, because a lot of people say, oh man, I can't squat anymore because my knee hurts. And you're like, well, okay, I guess I'm not going to squat. I'm going to go over here and do maybe lunges or leg press or something like this. Doing this, blood flow restriction, allows you to keep squatting. Yet maybe it's a significantly less weight, but it allows you to keep squatting, keep in that pattern. And so that does two things. Is that it nervous system wise, okay, this is what a squat's supposed to look and feel like. And psychologically, it gets you that win. It gets you that win. Right. You're like, hey, I'm squatting.
And I think for a lot of people who have gone through a major injury, that is the important part. And they're going to be humbled enough to say, okay, it's not 500 pounds. Mm-hmm. However, it's still a squat. I'm doing a full range of motion, completing it with minimal pain.
Right.
That's a win.
Mm-hmm.
100%.
Yeah.
That may not be a win to a healthy person, but for someone who has gone through an injury, that's a win.
Right. So that's why, if we kind of come to our suggestion as to when or who should use this, those are the people that I think that would most benefit from blood flow restriction. Yep. The people who have suffered an injury or are limited due to pain. They used to be able to do something, and now they can't do that something because of injury or pain. And this allows them to, hey, I get to do this. I get to put a bar on my back, maybe just the bar, and I get to squat. And I get to squat for a lot of reps. And man, it feels good for me to squat again with little to no pain because the blood flow restriction is
getting blood flow to the legs, feeling the pump again that you would get from a hypertrophy workout or something. It's definitely something. And I'm actually this episode actually has motivated me to kind of give it a shot because I'm in that boat where I'm teetering on the line of pain all the time with my arthritic knees. And while I still lift heavy, most times I pay for it. And that's the line, guys like you and I, we walk. We're like, all right, we know we're going to pay for it.
Yeah.
But here's our chance to continue doing what we love. Right. So if we can figure out a way to do that without the pain afterwards, hey, worth the shot. And my ego is completely checked. I've been there, done that. I'm not worried about that anymore.
Right.
So.
The only question that I have is that, so this is a relatively new, at least in terms of the studies, relatively new in the field. And, like you saying, like this voodoo wrap or like people taking like ace bandages and just, cranking on my knee. Like obviously that's been around for decades now, but this is really the first time that it's been clinically studied. So I in terms of like long-term outcomes, I don't know what long-term outcomes are, and I'd love to see this in a population of powerlifters in terms of like performance.
Yeah.
Can can I get back to benching like certain percentage or something like that after doing this? So that is the thing that I would like to see next in the studies coming out. So
That would be cool.
yeah. So yeah, man.
All right.
That was pretty fast.
Absolutely. We went through that, and I think
I can
it's
keep
informative.
talking. Should I keep talking?
No, let's move on.
I got more studies.
I bet you do.
I actually left a couple studies out.
Did you?
Yeah.
Wow. For the people who are still awake, you're welcome.
Blood flow restriction, bone density. It increases bone density, and it's good for aerobic exercise too. So there you go. Ooh, okay, that's fine.
Ooh, that's actually an impressive bone density. I'm always fascinated by what the bone density increasing exercises and training methods.
Yeah. All right. Well, let's go because I know last recent episode you spent a little too long
talking
on the bro science. Now we have plenty of time for you to talk about the bro science. So Donnie, it's time now for everyone's favorite part of the episode, and that's bro science, myths, or pet peeves. But you guys, we all know that you want to talk about the myths.
Yeah.
So Donnie, we
no rants today.
Are going to talk about which one? Anabolic window.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh, yeah.
I didn't know. Okay. Good. Yeah. Anabolic window. Yeah. Donnie. Good thing I just worked out before I came here, and I finished my protein shake within 45 minutes of my workout.
Good thing it wasn't 46.
Good thing it wasn't 46, man. I had to speed here. I almost got pulled over because I needed to get here and fill up a protein shake. Because otherwise, Donnie, if I don't have a protein shake within 45 minutes after I crush a workout, I'm going to lose my muscle mass.
Two things you have to do in order for your training to count.
Yeah.
One, protein within 45 minutes.
Thank you.
2, post it on Instagram.
Right, got it, exactly. You won't get them gains unless you do that.
That's right. So, in full disclosure, I like transparency, and, I wasn't always this genius that you listen to and watch now. I used to believe in the window, at the point where I would speed home from the gym to make sure that I got my first liquid meal in within a time frame there. Mm-hmm. Now, was I wrong in did it hurt me to do that? Absolutely not. Would it have negated anything I did if I would have waited an hour? Absolutely not. So you got to understand that stuff we're talking about here it's not bad. It's just not. Don't get home at 48 minutes going, damn it! It's all for naught.
I missed it.
Ran out of milk. I got to go to the
store. I might as well not even. eat. I might as well not even eat.
Then at that point, you just order a pizza and say, screw it, right? Yeah. No. Just know that that's not really factual based. Yeah. There is a concept of wanting to get the meals in.
Right. Yes.
But that's really it. Go ahead.
Right. So okay, I don't want to use the term window. I mean, is there a time period where perhaps we get more benefit of the meal after a workout? Yeah, sure. Like if I don't eat for 8 hours, okay, that's a different story. But then again, that's probably because that's going to have a whole other effects on my body. Yeah, like I'm going to start to get diabetes because of my blood sugar.
Yeah, blood sugar is
so high, right? So but you don't have to time it. Like all right, here it is, 30 minutes. Man, I haven't my rice isn't done cooking yet. Yeah. Like what am I going to do? So there's not really any evidence that says that it's better right after. And so they've done some studies about this. I won't go, I know this is bro science myths, I won't go any too deep into it, right? But essentially, basically, even if you were to delay for a couple hours afterwards in terms of carb intake, it did not affect muscle glycogen resynthesis. So, after you work out, you deplete yourself of these energy stores and you actually break down the muscle a little bit. You get these micro tears. So you got to repair yourself. And it doesn't have to be done within a certain period of time. You have time, even if it's a couple hours afterward, to refuel and then still get the same gains that you would have gotten otherwise.
Dare I say you should focus on the quality of refueling versus the timing of the refueling.
Since when have we talked about quality over quantity? Yeah. Speaking of high quality, Donnie, did you know that Muscle Up bars are the official sweet potato protein bar of USA Weightlifting?
This is what we call full circle. Right back. Yes, nice.
So if you do want to hit that anabolic window, get yourself a Muscle Up bar from muscleupbars.com. Use the code PREMIERPT, that's capital P at the beginning, capital P and T at the end, PREMIERPT, 10% off. Man, they taste good.
If traffic is too much and you don't get it until 47 minutes, don't fret.
Don't fret.
It's okay.
Yeah, just eat 2 of them.
Yeah, Arnold will forgive you.
Yeah. All right. So, I think the anabolic window is closing on this episode.
Damn, that was good. See, you've totally redeemed yourself
Thank
from
you.
the beginning.
Thank you. Thank you.
You know what? That's why I keep you around.
So, all right. Well, Donnie, where can they find you making fun of me? Besides this podcast.
Find right here. Instagram.com/Donnie Carradine. Please watch. I do some fun stuff, and I also do some narcissistic stuff where I just post my stuff up there. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay to love yourself.
Narcissism on Instagram?
Yeah, no way. Also, Facebook.com/Strength and Performance Institute, where I'll post some cool stuff from the gym here, which is located in Tampa Bay, Florida, specifically Clearwater.
You know what I'm waiting for? I'm waiting for you to do one of those posts where it says Instagram versus reality. I'm waiting for you to do one of those.
It is reality. Everything's reality. My reality. My reality is whatever I want it to be.
Okay. Right.
Yeah.
Well,
You should see what's in my head. It's not fun. It's not real.
I think that's our next episode.
Yeah.
God,
Scanning what's in my head.
Right. Well, I am Dr. Hayes Estes.
rating
I am the owner of Premier Physical Therapy here in Clearwater, Florida. You can find us on Facebook.com/PT and Sports Therapy. We are also on the Instagram at Run Tampa Bay. That's Run Tampa Bay. We put some of the fun stuff on there. I was going to talk about this last episode, but since now we have time, I'm going to talk about this episode. So we might actually be making an appearance on the old TikTok.
The TikToker.
TikTok. I have a wonderful front desk employee who is significantly younger than I am, and therefore is up to date on the social medias. And so I'm gonna let her handle that. But you might see this mug on the TikTok, assuming China doesn't steal my identity.
Yes.
Right.
And just so everybody knows, we are 25 years old.
Right.
If you're watching us on TikTok.
Right. Yes. Yeah. 25 in dog years. All right. On that note, I'm hungry, Donnie. Muscle Up Bars, Premier PT, 10%. We're out. You're the kids now.
Do whatever TikTok dance you need to do.
Exactly. And if you need to make me do a dance, I'll do a dance.
Oh,
I have no shame.
I will pay to watch that.
All right. There you go. First subscriber.
Let's just go.
Let's just go. Just let it go. Just let it go.
Let it flow, man.
It just feels right. It just feels right. Yeah. It just feels right.